At UCLA Anderson, we have two executive MBA programs, the UCLA Anderson Executive MBA program and the UCLA-NUS Global Executive MBA program. To give you a little context, at UCLA Anderson, these are two of our MBA programs. We also have a part-time MBA program, which we call our fully employed MBA program, and a full-time MBA program. The great thing about at Anderson is no matter which of these MBA programs you go to, it's the same core curriculum. The faculty is shared across all of these programs, and all of the resources around being able to take electives and the on-campus experiences are all available to all students. And ultimately, you graduate with an Anderson MBA. It's all about finding the right program that works for you. And with the UCLA Anderson Executive MBA and the UCLA-NUS Executive MBA, the reason we recruit for these together is because the student population is actually pretty similar. So the student population is people who have a minimum of 8 years of work experience, and with at least five of those years being management experience. The difference between these programs we'll definitely walk through during this presentation, but the key thing is the UCLA Anderson program is happening in Los Angeles at the UCLA campus, while the UCLA National University of Singapore program is a joint global executive MBA program where you get faculty from both schools. Ultimately, you graduate with an MBA degree from both schools, and it's really for a student who has a focus in wanting Asia Pacific or Asia perspective around business, because you really get that North America as well as Asia Pacific focus with that program. Both of these programs are for working professionals, and getting to go back to school while working is actually a really unique experience, especially when you're in a room with very senior people who can really challenge you and who are your peers. It's a really exciting opportunity. So for some of you, you may be really early in this process. Others, you may be calling in and listening in today and know exactly what programs kind of you're looking at, and hopefully UCLA and Anderson is going to be part of your consideration set. But either way, you're probably asking yourself, what is the value of an MBA? And making sure that this is really the next step and what you're going to get out of a program that you're going to definitely make a big commitment to. So I want to ground you in some of the things that I hear from students on a regular basis that really they found was the value of the MBA. So the top three are really around kind of your skill set and what you're going to be able to do once you get into the MBA and after, because that's the great thing. When you're working and in the MBA, it's going to start to pay off immediately. So absolutely, one of the things that's special, especially about an executive MBA, is that we really focus on those leadership skills. So really focusing on how to make you a better, more emotionally intelligent leader is a big part of our curriculum, and it goes throughout the program, not only at the beginning. Improved problem solving and critical thinking skills is key. A lot of this comes from not only from learning from the faculty and the challenging different assignments you'll be working on, but also learning from your peers is a huge part of that. Really opening up your mind about how to think differently about as you face challenges at work, or just more innovatively as you look forward. Gaining a comprehensive knowledge of business is also key. For many of you, you're coming into this program with one, maybe two areas of expertise. And this is really, an MBA is that opportunity as you become more cross-functional with who you work with, maybe even managing cross-functional teams. This really allows you to get a bigger breadth of what's happening in business, or maybe even for some of you, it's your first time even taking business-related classes. And so we'll really give you that foundation of business. The next three items are really about that. Differentiating yourself is key. In being able to have an MBA and a graduate degree next to somebody who maybe doesn't indicates, especially if you did it while you were working, indicates that you have, you've really challenged yourself and you have some additional knowledge. Earning more is absolutely a part of getting the MBA. Well, obviously, by differentiating yourselves, you may be able to put yourself into jobs that previously were not available to you. And we even track for the students that are in our program for a 22-month period, Over half of them changed jobs while in the program, many of them making upward movement in their salary. And absolutely, it's a way to diversify your network. We're going to talk about the type of people you're going to meet in this program. They're people you never likely would have met before. And so really an opportunity to expand that network. And everybody really wants to, in these executive MBA programs, really wants to help each other succeed. These are some really big keys of value of what an MBA will bring you. So at UCLA Anderson, we feel very strongly about putting together a very, very diverse class when it comes to your industry and function. With where we are in Los Angeles and the people that we attract to this school, with only about half of them actually living in Los Angeles, is that we have such a diverse group already of industries and functions available that are here in LA and then, as I said, coming in. So what we're known for here is that we actually cap any given industry or function at 15%. That is really going to give you that diversity of thought, which is so crucial in business these days. So you can see here on the screen kind of an example of one of these, what we call our mini board model. These are basically your study groups, but we call it mini board because our class is so diverse and comes from so many different backgrounds. We can make sure that your study group, you are completely unique and everybody is completely unique in their functional area and in their industry. This is what really does help with that critical thinking skills, and you'll really end up having different ways to solve the same problem because of learning from your classmates that are really thinking about it differently. While you're in the program here, you'll get 3 of these groups. The first 2 we will choose for you, and the third you will get to choose for because that's who you'll work on your capstone thesis with. So I want to give you an idea of what a typical class profile looks like. You can see here things like, the average years of work experience being around 14 years, average years of management experience being 9 years, and that's 9 of those 14 years. And when it comes to management, we consider management managing people, large-scale projects, and or large-scale budgets. So it really is kind of a broad sense of what we consider management, knowing that we've got so many different functional groups and so many of them at different phases will manage actually people management. You can see other things on here, and what I want you to understand here is that this gives you a snapshot of what our typical class looks like, and there's some averages we have here. If you don't perfectly fit into, every one of these boxes, that's okay. It's really an opportunity we want to take to talk to you one-on-one. You'll hear us all talk about that throughout this presentation, but we want to meet with you. We want to learn about your background, your academic history, and we're here to give you coaching through the application process and really be able to give you transparent feedback on your candidacy. But this gives you an idea of our great class. So this is the UCLA-NUS typical executive MBA class profile. You can see that there are definitely, while there are similarities between the UCLA-EMBA program and the UCLA-NUS, you can see that the cohort size is one big difference. So the cohort for the UCLA-EMBA is around 140 students, while the UCLA-NUS is definitely a more intimate group of around 30 to 35 students. Another major difference that we talked about at the beginning of this presentation is that the UCLA and US students are actually living all over the world. So while there's definitely a global audience in the UCLA EMBA class, almost all of those students are currently living and working in the United States. Whereas with UCLA and US, you've got perspectives from all over the world coming into the program. But again, things like years of work experience, management, our diversity of our industry and functions is very similar.
So here we have a chart of the EMBA curriculum. There are 2 parts, the core classes and the electives. The core classes are your required classes. They provide a comprehensive foundation in business, in line with the knowledge that people expect an MBA student to have. You are likely to be strong in 1 or 2 of these areas, which is great because that is the opportunity that you have to share your knowledge and your experiences with your classmates. There are other core classes that you may not be as strong in. These classes are your opportunity to learn from the faculty and from your classmates to be more effective cross-functionally. Elective courses provide you a great deal of freedom to customize your MBA experience. At Anderson, we have a wide variety of classes for you to choose from. The ones listed here are some of the more popular, but are by no means comprehensive. You may choose to focus your electives in a specific area and earn one or more of our certificates. Or you may choose classes that are most beneficial to you and your unique career path. All of our electives are open to all students, and you can take unlimited electives. This is included in your tuition. Most students take 5 or 6 electives, even though only 3 are required. We even allow the opportunity to take electives in other top UCLA graduate programs on a case-by-case basis. In the UCLA-NUS program, the core classes are very similar. However, because it is an accelerated program, there is only 1 week dedicated to elective classes, so timing really only allows for 2 elective classes. And if you didn't get enough classes while a student, you can also audit elective classes for a small fee for life as an alumni, which is a great benefit that our program offers. For each of these courses, we have an incredible group of faculty at Anderson. You can go on our website to look up faculty by area and learn more about them. What is most notable is that our faculty teach across all of our programs. This maintains consistency and rigor across our MBA programs. They do love teaching EMBA, though, because faculty learn so much from the students, and the level of conversation and sharing by the students is exciting and impressive. Faculty are accessible to our EMBA students by email or by appointment to discuss a specific challenge you may be facing at work that is relevant to teachings and classes. We have a good mix of PhD faculty and adjunct faculty. Even our PhD faculty have consulting experience with real companies. Typically, research faculty teach core classes, and electives are taught by adjunct professors. UCLA-NUS is a balanced mix of UCLA Anderson and NUS faculty, which provides a variety of perspectives and cases from all over the world. UCLA Anderson recognizes the value of global markets and greatly values the importance of having a global perspective in business in this day and age. When we ask top CEOs what is the most important skill leaders need in today's working world, almost all say an understanding of global business. Therefore, we incorporate the global perspective in both of our programs. For the EMBA program, we offer a 1-week international business residential that takes place at the beginning of the 2nd semester. The IBR consists of in-country company visits, lectures from local leaders, government presentations, and trips to various cultural sites. Students have the option to choose from 3 to 4 different countries around the world with whom UCLA has a partnership. In addition to the IBR, students have the option for electives through our Global Immersion and International Exchange programs. The Global Immersion courses span 2 quarters and include students from all across Anderson. The primary focus is on doing business in other countries, and past country partnerships have included Argentina, France, Japan, and South Korea, just to name a few. The Global Immersion exposes students to the country's economy, political environment, and major industries. While somewhat more limited in number of spots, another option for global electives is through our international exchange. The international exchange courses are 1 week and provide opportunities to study at a top international partner institution while becoming immersed in the host country's culture and academics. Examples of past university partnerships have included College School of Management of Tel Aviv and London Business School in England. UCLA-NUS, by virtue of its partnership and segment locations, is inherently global. UCLA-NUS segment sites include Singapore, China, India, and Los Angeles. At each of these sites, UCLA and NUS ensure teaching from the local economy, as well as company visits and case studies.
And now we're going to talk about your MBA master's thesis. The 6-month master's thesis gives EMBAs the opportunity to bring everything you have learned all together on one project, working in groups of 5 that you put together. There are 2 options for you to choose from for your master's thesis: the Strategic Management Research Project, SMR, and the Business Creation option, BCO. The SMR is a real-world consulting experience with a leading company or nonprofit to launch or improve a specific area of business. Companies range from a wide variety of industries, such as tech, entertainment, healthcare, and so on. Projects include identifying challenges in the organization, from assisting the company in launching a new product, to entering a new market, to human capital challenges. At the end of your 6-month SMR project, you develop a business plan to pitch to your client company. Now, as an alternative master's thesis project, if you're interested in the experience of launching a business, the BCO is a great option for you. In the BCO, you will work with your 5-person team to develop a company from scratch, then pitch to a panel of angel investors and venture capitalists. This has become a very popular option, even for students that work in Fortune 500 companies who don't plan to start their own company, but want to go through the practice of launching something from scratch. Now, one thing to point out is the UCLA-NUS Executive MBA program does not offer the BCO option at this point in time. However, they still have the SMR research project. For the UCLA Executive MBA, you have 2 schedule options, shown in blue. And for the UCLA-NUS Executive MBA, you have 1 schedule option, shown in orange. I'm going to first discuss the 2 UCLA EMBA 22-month schedule options in blue. Each schedule has a section of roughly 70 students, but consider both sections as one class, since they start and end the program at the same time, and both sections are required to take the same classes. There's a lot of opportunity to get to know people from other sections because whenever the monthly section students are on campus, so are the biweekly students. Electives are shared, your international business residential is shared, and all meals and social events are together. With the biweekly section, most content is delivered in person. In the monthly section, lectures are primarily delivered online, so you can watch on demand at your own convenience, while time spent in class is focused on asking questions of the professor, going over case studies, collaborative group work, and class discussion. No matter which section you choose, you'll be very connected to your classmates on a weekly basis, meeting with your mini board study group via video chat. As you can see, the tuition is the same for both sections. You could think of the tuition as a flat fee meant to be all-inclusive of all expenses, including registration fees, tuition, books, meals, executive coaching, career coaching, leadership development, and lodging for your 1-week opening residential and your 1-week international business residential. Lodging is also included once a quarter for the biweekly section and once a month for the monthly section. Now we're going to talk about the UCLA-NUS 15-month schedule. How it works is students are in a different country or a different school for 2 weeks at a time during these residential sessions. As you can see on these slides in orange, students are in Singapore at the National University of Singapore campus twice, in Los Angeles at the UCLA campus twice, with China and India in between those sessions. This is a very accelerated program. For each of these 2-week residentials, students take 2 to 3 classes. Within the program, you are being taught by UCLA and NUS faculty. As you can see with the tuition, it is also a flat rate. The UCLA-NUS program does not include lodging or flights.
Year after year, we see our students use their MBAs to go on to fantastic leadership positions, often even before they graduate. The Office of Career and Leadership Development recognized that students pursue MBAs with a wide variety of professional goals in mind, and no two are alike. Given your levels of experience, compensation, and leadership aspirations, we support you with expert coaching as you explore your next career move. As a tenured professional, we know that your next opportunity is going to come from your existing or new Anderson network, be it your classmates or the thousands of alumni that have graduated before you. We provide you with a collection of powerful tools to help you get the most out of your degree in the workplace, be it moving up in your existing organization, are you looking for the C-suite or possibly a division GM role? Possibly launching your own business? What technical and leadership skills do you need to develop? Changing career functions or industries? What is it going to take to make the switch, and what trade-offs might you have to make to go to your new career? Regardless of the path, we will develop all the skills to support your next move, be it something strategic like figuring out what that next career move is that we just discussed, or possibly the tactics of developing a resume, personal branding, networking, interviewing, or negotiating skills that you'll need to get the most out of your time at Anderson. Besides one-on-one coaching, we also provide a collection of career workshops and webinars to help you address your career challenges, networking opportunities across Anderson MBA programs, executive MBA classes and alumni, and virtual career tools. For example, we recently added a AI-based resume editor that will help you address the increasing use of artificial intelligence in the recruiting process. As our name implies, our office is also responsible for leadership development. Our office is run by a trained executive coach who works with you to understand how you can improve your skills to make you a better leader. We provide outside executive coaching. Most of you will qualify for 5.5 hours of work with an experienced executive coach to work on the feedback from your 360 and personal assessment. You choose the topics that you want to work on. A series of conversations with industry leaders who discuss their thoughts on leadership and their personal journeys and tips they have for you on how you can improve your leadership style. And a leadership action plan that will help you tie everything you learn at Anderson into a product that you can take back into the office on Monday morning. Simply put, our goal is to help you get the most out of your career and make the most out of your Anderson MBA. I should note that the two programs provide these services in slightly different ways. And if you want more information, you can reach out to us and we can clarify how the two programs might differ.
When you earn a degree from UCLA Anderson, you are earning a world-class graduate degree. And while rankings, I don't think should be your number one consideration, especially when it comes to the differences between a 5 ranking with an 8 ranking, especially because when you dig into the sources and what some of the things rank and how they come up with these rankings, it may find that it's actually not the things that are most important to you. But where I think rankings can be really helpful is when you think about if you want to go to a program, again, that has global recognition, a very strong brand, some of the things I'll talk actually about in this section, then it is really important to think about going to a top band of schools. And UCLA, National University of Singapore, and UCLA Anderson absolutely all fit into that. So you can see some of the rankings here, and we're very, very proud of these. But I think that's just something I like to always let prospective students know is that, again, when it comes to the rankings, just look and ask yourself, do I want to be part of that globally recognized school? And you will absolutely get that with UCLA. At UCLA, there are so many things you can take advantage of throughout the year. Actually, for executive MBA students, it's just the challenge of actually prioritizing which ones you can come to because there's so much to take advantage of. So you can see here in yellow, we have our 8 academic centers for excellence. These are physical locations that are located on the Anderson campus. Each one specializes in a different area of business. They've got a staff associated with them, faculty associated with them, and a board of directors for each of these as well. The academic centers serve as thought leaders within the Los Angeles community and even beyond as being experts in these various areas. It also provides, we've got electives and certificates that get associated with each of these centers, as well as really awesome annual conferences. That is a great thing that EMBAs love to come to, meet up, and an opportunity to really get to expand your network, especially in the certain areas that are most relevant to you, because these conferences attract local students, alumni, as well as the local business community. We also have a wide variety of student clubs on campus and social events for you to take advantage of. And even within the EMBA community, a lot of EMBAs actually will get more involved in the leadership opportunities on our EMBA Leadership Council. So this is a great opportunity if you're really wanting to have a big impact on the school and a big impact while you're here as a student. And even as an alumni, there's different clubs that you can get involved with as well. The social events, again, a lot of things to do on campus where you get to meet the students from the other MBA programs or even just across some of our other master's programs that we have here, and an opportunity to interact with alumni. But the EMBA students also, as part of that council, have social reps. So there's a lot of social things that will be also focused during the times that you're here on campus, especially if you're traveling in. You're still going to get to take advantage of a lot of these conferences, social activities, and networking opportunities that are available to you. As soon as you become a student at UCLA Anderson, you have access to the Anderson alumni as well as the UCLA Alumni Network. And it's not just about how big the number is, but really it's about the caliber of these people. Just on screen here, these are a couple of our recent alumni that have come back to speak at our conferences. We also have alumni that are at all stages of their career for you to reach out to. So as a student, you'll have access to that database to be able to search by either company or function or location and reach out and make that connection for either a career journey you're on or just some mentorship. And we want a relationship with you. Once you become an alum, we want to continue that learning opportunity for you. So we do offer lifelong learning for our alumni. You can come back at 5, 10, 15 years. We even have like 1 week elective blocks where you can come back just for the week, even if you don't live here anymore. We also offer alumni career services for you as an alum when you may be, again, transitioning after you've already left as a student. We have alumni chapters all over the world. So no matter where you are, you have people to connect with. And our alumni events really are focused on definitely some of the social things, but we really want to continue, as I said, to give you those learning opportunities. So a lot of times it'll be a guest speaker or maybe a workshop that you'll be able to come together for. Also, every year in May, we offer an alumni weekend. This is a whole programmed weekend where, again, you come back, you hear from your favorite faculty or some of the other alumni that are doing really interesting and inspiring things. So we look forward to having you as a member, hopefully, of our alum network for both Anderson and UCLA.
The online application is quick and easy. You'll submit 2 letters of recommendation, you'll provide the recommender's email address, and we'll send them a short online form to complete. It's not about how senior the individual is that you select. It is best to choose people who know your work well. We suggest at least one of your recommenders to be a current or past supervisor. You'll also submit 2 essays to help us get to know you better, and also upload your resume to help us understand your career journey. At the time of application submission, you will only be required to upload the unofficial scan of your transcripts. After you submit your application, you will then be required to submit your official transcripts. If you don't have an undergrad or graduate degree from a U.S. institution, please email us to see if you are required to take a TOEFL exam. And after you submit your application, we will then contact you regarding an interview. Please don't hesitate to contact us with any questions you may have. These are the application deadlines for this upcoming round for the UCLA Anderson Executive MBA program starting in fall 2021, and for the UCLA-NUS Executive MBA program starting in May 2021. In between these deadlines, we will be on a rolling admissions basis. And please keep in mind that you can also submit your application even if you're missing your official transcripts or your letters of recommendation.
So one of our most popular applicant questions for the EMBA and UCLA-NUS program is, what does the admissions committee look for? First and foremost, for the executive MBA class, we value students who bring in expertise in a specific industry or functional area, demonstrating a career journey with continuous growth and increased responsibility. Building a class with a mix of students from small, medium, and large organizations is also a priority. We are also looking for culture fit and look for individuals who possess a collaborative spirit and will share their experience with the class. We also want good listeners and those who are interested in learning from others, since we have such a great cohort. We do look holistically at applicants and therefore review your academic history to ensure you will be academically successful in your graduate program. With that said, we know everyone has a unique story and we do want to connect with you. We are here to give you honest and transparent feedback on your candidacy. We also want to give you the opportunity to continue to get to learn about the program and meet students and other prospective students. Therefore, we encourage you to sign up for an event, a one-on-one, or both, where we can discuss your candidacy. To view upcoming events, please visit the EMBA website and click under Events.